Hello and welcome back to another episode of SlackerCraft. We have a big one planned, a lot of work that's going to be done in the background on this one. As you can see, if you look around the base here behind me, there are chests scattered everywhere. And so the plan is to fix our storage system, at least somewhat, and clear out a lot of these chests. Alright, so as you can see, I went around and I have a lot of double chests set up. This is where our storage is going to be. And I started trying to plan out where I'm going to store the items. So that's what I'm going to show you first, is what my plan is. And it's probably not going to be a good one, but it's where we're going to start. So in a previous episode, what we did was we built one layer of the multi-item filtering. And so what we're going to do in this episode is build the rest of this the whole way around. I haven't decided how I want to connect the corners yet when I go from one section to another. I'm not sure if I want to drop the items into a chest and a dropper and then have each of these I can turn on and off separately. That way, if something goes wrong with one, it doesn't mess up the whole system. I don't know, we'll see. But as you can see here, in this area is where we're going to have all of the wood items. So one set of double chests will have the raw wood and the leaves, and then all of the processed wood will go in this stack of chests. And then over here is going to be the basic stone blocks, so cobblestone, mossy stone, the bricks, and smooth stone. This is in the wrong spot. That should be here. There we go. These two stacks are going to be the black stone, and then over here we're going to have the sand, dirt, and grass. That should be dirt and grass. The basalt, these the andesite, the granite, the diorite, coarse dirt. These blocks will go here, gravel there, ice here, the lights here, the different obsidians here, and maybe a couple of other random blocks that I might not have thought of. So the soul sand, soil, magma, bricks, bone blocks. Over here we're going to have the ocean temple stuff, the end stuff, a coral reef stack, quartz, nether bricks. This is where we're going to store all of the wool. What we're going to do behind here is build a little wool farm, sheep farm. And then what I'm going to do is there's 16 colors, so 4 of them will be stacked into each of these. Glass, we'll have plain glass here, and since I only make colored glass as I need it, I'm going to have 8 colors in here and 8 colors in here, so that's why I don't really need a lot of that stored. This is going to be the terracotta, so the plain terracotta, and then we're going to separate it into 4 colors. Once again, I'm not going to make a whole bunch of it, just as I need it, so these won't get filled up too bad. All glazed will be in here. Same idea for concrete. We'll have 4 colors, 4, 4, and 4. Since we're going with a nether theme here, we're not going to really need a lot of concrete. Honey blocks. This is going to be foodstuffs. This is going to be random decoration stuff. This is where we're going to store the colored dyes. Anything that's ore related, gold, iron, diamonds, emeralds, all that will be in here. This is going to be all the enchanting. This is going to be all the crafting tables and just general use stackable stuff that we need. Slime blocks. This will be all the redstone, all the rails, and then all the redstone components. And then what we're going to do over here is in this section here, we're going to have some additional storage where we can store non-stackable items that we want to hang on to, like music discs, the armor that we're going to wear, that kind of stuff. What I think I'm going to do is it's going to come to this point of the storage and it's going to dump out here. So anything that does not flow through the storage system will be dumped out in this area, and I can decide, is it something that I need to sort in the storage area, or is it something that I need to keep in these types of chests, or is it something that goes into trash? So, for example, our farm here is really pumping out a lot of arrows, more arrows than we'll ever need. And so, what I'll probably do is arrows will just work their way through the system, get here, and then maybe we'll work out a separate filter here that will pull out the arrows and dump them into trash. Okay. Um, and so the bones, we're producing a lot more bones than the system can handle. So there's going to be a few things I'm going to have to kind of uh, decide what to do with down the road. All right, but this is going to be where we're going to start. So I think what I'm going to do is I built up my redstone stuff. I got it all gathered up. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to kind of come in and build basically this up to here. Build all that on all of them going around. Then I'll come back and these two layers here will be next. I'll build all that. And then I'll build these three items. These three layers. And I'm just going to kind of work my way around. And so what I did was spent a lot of time gathering resources. I cut down a lot of trees to get the hoppers, the observers, the rails, everything that's needed for the first layer. And then these two shulker boxes are going to be what's needed for the next set of layers. And then these are what's needed for the final stack. Okay. And then here I have, if I want to set up this clock system at the beginning of each one of these, I have a chest of that. So we have a lot of supplies that took us a while. So that's why we were gathering a lot of stuff, and that's why we have a lot of extra overflow of random stuff floating around in these different chests that we kind of accumulated as we were trying to build up some stuff. What's this? Oh, okay. So this all needs to get sorted. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump in. I'm going to do that first layer. And then when we come back, I'll kind of show it off. I'm not going to do this on a time lapse because this is going to be tedious and it's going to take for a while. So it's just going to be like me cutting out and then coming back and just showing you where we're at. All right, let's get started. All right, about an hour later, the first couple layers are now in. So as you can see, I got the basalt blocks here, I got my rails, got some observers, we got the beginning of the droppers, some hoppers, and we have hoppers running into all of the backs of the chest. So as you can see, we have the first couple layers done for the whole system. Now, I do not have them connected together. That will happen whenever we're get it all done. Because I think what I'm going to do is put some sort of interruption in between here so that I can actually separate these. And then hopefully this one does not mess up, because it is really, it basically runs into right next to the water stream here. So what I'm hoping is whenever I get this one set up, that will not be an issue. Because I think we're going to be able to connect from here to here without any problem also. But as you can see, that is our progress we have made. Oh, took a little bit. But the nice thing is I actually counted everything out ahead of time. So I know if I had any extra blocks floating around, I knew I missed something. And we did not. So that's the first two layers. So what I'm going to do is continue on with the next two layers, which is going to require both of what's in these shulker boxes. Alright, so off we go. Alright, we have our next layer has been completed. So as you can see here, we have a whole bunch of hoppers, a bunch more droppers, a bunch of comparators and redstone and composters. And so we have the next batch done. So what's going to be next is my next shulker box down there is going to have these blocks in it. So we are getting to the end details, and so I need to worry about, oh boy, this one right here. Which way is that facing? This observer. Okay, so if I put that from above, I'm good. This one needs to point down, so that observer might be a pain to put in. Same with this one. No, that one won't be too bad. Okay. Alright, so yeah, so we got it all set up, and the nice thing was everything being counted. I know I did not miss anything. Now, I'm going to make a change, not to any of this, to what we're doing down below. I was going to organize things where I was going to have the birch wood, the leaves, and then the planks and that all there. But the problem is I was starting to think about all the different blocks I need to have. I'm going to be producing a lot of iron blocks, and I want them to be in here, and that's going to take up more space than what I had where that was going to fit. For over here, the arrows we're going to scrap. I don't care about the arrows, but this farm's producing a lot of string, which I could turn into white wool, which would be nice. But that, I don't know where I'm going to put the string. I didn't have a place for a string. The other things we're getting in here a lot of is the gunpowder. I didn't have a place where the gunpowder was going to go, so I'm going to have a place for that. And then finally, the rotten flesh. Most people just throw that away. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have some clerics, some villagers over there that I could trade the rotten flesh in for emeralds. And so I'm like sitting there thinking, I'm like, oh, the way I had figured out all these blocks is not going to work. Alright, so I'm going to have to redo that. But what I decided I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 3 and I'm going to go down 2 more. So I'm going to have 5. And then what I can do is I can have all of the birchwood products in just one stack instead of split between the 2. Because before I was going to have the raw stuff here and basically the crafted wood here. But I can save a lot of these stacks if I group them. Because there's going to be the birch, the spruce, the dark, the acacia, the warped stem and the crimson stem. So I'm like, that's going to be a lot that I can condense if I'm willing to go down 2 more layers with the chest. And then I can do the same thing with some of these blocks. I can actually group a few together. All right. The ones that I know I'm not going to get a lot of. So for example, the obsidian, I am not going to collect a lot of that. The magma and the soil, I'm not going to collect a lot of these, so I can actually put those all together in one. Bone blocks I will get a lot of from the skeletons, and that gives me bone meal, so I definitely want to have a lot of space for the bone blocks. So the bricks might even get condensed with these. The light blocks, I can all go together. So some of these I think are going to be able to be grouped together in some way. And so at least that will be able to buy me more space for some of these farm items that I'm going to have. All right. So that's a little bit of a modification. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through and I'm going to put some black stone floor here because I don't want to have the sand floor this close to the center of our base. So I'm going to do that, drop down some chests, and then finish off putting the top of the sorting system. All right. And so that's what I'm going to do, and then that's where we will be when I come back. We are now done with this sorting system. Okay. And what you're going to see is I actually did quite a bit of work in the base while I was getting everything sorted and running through the system just to make sure everything works out. So here is what the base looks like now. So as you can see, I spent a lot of time working on this base to kind of get this cleaned up. Once I got the top layer done, what I wanted to do was set my filters and run everything through just to make sure everything was working right. And so while everything was being run through the system, I decided to spend some work building out the bottom here. Alright, so we'll look at that in a little bit. But what I want to do is like, so here is my system. It comes down all the way around to here. And then we skip over this middle section, which is where the furnaces are. And then item filtering continues all the way around up to here. Okay. So the way it works is the items will be in here. I have it currently turned off. Alright, so what I'm going to do is you can see these are the items waiting to be sorted. I'm going to turn it on. And so now what happens is the clock will take the items and dispense them out of our dropper here into the system. So I can see the lights going, and then as it goes, they will start to expand around, and then since those are slime blocks, the slime blocks are going to come all the way over to this side over here, which is where I got it organized. Now the on-off switch I need to move. I need to decide where I want that to be to make it easily to access, because I want to cover this up so we don't have an issue. So these chests here is where we're kind of storing the stuff to sort, and what I did was down here I have a couple of chests that when I drop the items in here, there's a little dropper that will kick them into the water stream that will take them up and drop them into the chests. And so this is going to be kind of where my drop off is going to be. So when I'm done doing some work, gathering resources, I just come here, drop it into these two chests, and it gets cycled up and through. Alright. And then what it does, it will work its way around through the system. Then over to here, these two chests are going to be for items that do not get filtered out. Alright. Unfortunately with this filtering system, stuff that doesn't stack I think has an issue, but I'm not sure. I haven't tried testing it out yet. So, and there's also a few other items, like for example, shulker boxes don't have a spot in this system. So what I did is they will come in, they'll kick out here, and then I can just pick them up. And also, if there was any items I forgot to build into my filtering system, I will recognize that and be like, oh, that item's not being filtered. So this little wall here is going to be extended up, so this is going to be all closed in except for those two chests. Same thing on this side. So all of this is going to be hidden at some point in time. So how did I do this? Well, so here is our birch wood, and as you can see when I open it up, the different pieces of birch wood are all here, the different types. And then, whoop, there's a slime block in there that should not be there. So if there's any lag, every now and then an item will pop into a chest that should not be there. But as you can see, I've been running stuff through pretty well, and it has not really had much of a problem. And then here's the cobblestone. And then here's like the different types of cobblestone. It's got like the mossy stuff, the walls, and so on. All right. So what I want to do is kind of show you what's going on up here. So as an item comes in, it comes in, and what happens is it will be in this hopper here, and then it will look to see, is that same item up here? And if it is, that item will actually be pulled out of the chest into the hopper, and both of them come down through the hoppers. And one of them will be pulled into the chest in the storage area. The other one will come back up through these droppers and then kick back into the chest. So there needs to be a little time delay here for when these items are. So here, these are all the different filters. So I had to kind of gather all of these items. And I haven't tried putting boats through. I'm going to try putting a boat through at some point in time and see if that has an issue with the system. Alright. And so all of those were set. So what we have is the wood, then we have stone, and then we have sand. So like for example, the sand's all the way up to here, sandstone, then andesite, diorite, granite, dirt, grass, basalt. Regular black stone's going to be here. All of the different types of black stone blocks will be here. The walls and stairs go to here. Netherrack. This is all my odds and ends. So as you can see, obsidian, mycelium, sand soil, stuff that I will gather, but I am not going to need more than like a double chest of any of this at one time. If I need to get a lot of one of these, then I'll just go farm it. Different light sources are here. This is the blown box. So as you can see, my farm in the middle has been working overtime. Now here, some of these items, like I had these. This I did not have, so I had to go snag that from someone else's base. So a few of these filters, as they got set up, I actually went and drifted into another player's base. I'll show that in the next video probably, to gather items so I could set the filters. So I basically took one of each of the terracottas. I took one of each of the glazed. I grabbed one block of each color, well, two. One for up in the filter and one for here. And so we got the glass, concrete, that's going to be powder and concrete. Our honey's going to be here. This is going to be our dye stacks, our flowers, random decorations, our potatoes and carrots and so on, sugar cane, the meats, pumpkins, and watermelons. Once we build a farm, that will start to fill up. Here is our goods, like our iron, our gold, emeralds, this kind of stuff being collected. Our enchanting stuff, our workstations, rockets, that kind of random things, slime blocks. As you can see, we have a lot of slime blocks. Our slime farm, I basically have turned it off. I went and flooded the different layers with water, so it has actually not been working for a while because we have a lot of slime. And then redstone stuff. Now what I did over here, I got some workstations, and then here's going to be like my shulker boxes will be here, player heads, mob heads that drop. These, so if you look, these are the heads that actually came from that data pack that we installed. So this is actually came off of the vanilla tweaks that is used on SlackerCraft. So that's why you'll see all the SlackerCraft heads in there. Trying to collect them all. This is the mob heads that we've kind of gathered some of, and then the mini blocks are going to go in there from that data pack. Armor, tools, weapons, and so on. Random stuff that doesn't stack is going to go in here. Oh yeah, my filter blocks. Okay, so this is kind of like my main, like, random stuff I'm not going to be filtering that I'm going to want to have access to, like our tools. We really need to get working on getting some backup tools here. We've lost a few, so we need to kind of fix that. And then this is like my little AFK area, because the issue with this filtering system is if you unload this chunk while it is turned on, you can have issues. So what I do is I just AFK here and just kind of let the filter system work, and then make sure I turn it off if I know I'm going to be logging off. We built a little brew station here so we can start brewing things. A couple of little decorations here. We redid the center area, so here's our portal. We kind of moved it up a little bit, filled in the hole. And then what we did was our mob farm, all of the drops now kick over into this sorting system. So this is a standard single item sorting system that you have seen a lot of different players do. There's plenty of people have done videos on that. So these are the different items. It produces more than that. So for example, all the arrows, anything extra is going to kick over into here. And so these items are going to be thrown into our trash compactor. So I'm just going to show you how that works. So I'm going to grab these arrows, throw in some, keep some, because I need to have some. And that just like pumps the arrows into the lava to get rid of the items. And then over here we got our little furnace set up just to smelt different items, like random stuff that we grab. Right now I have the switches on there basically to turn the hoppers off, so I can come in and dump these items and let it build up before I turn it on, because I like to use lava buckets. So they're smelting like 2 or 3 items with a lava bucket doesn't make sense. So we did a little bit of work. I think over here we have our enchanting area. So this is where we're going to start getting our book collection with our anvils. That way we can enchant our different items as we go. So yeah, basically what I did was I got the filter system working, and I just started dumping items in and letting it run. And as it was running to filter all those items, I was working on building our little layout here. So I'm not sure what we're going to put in this spot here. I haven't quite decided yet what is going to be next that we're going to work on. I did do some digging around in the nether because I want to kind of close all this in. So this isn't going to be open. I'm going to kind of close this in with blackstone. So I actually went and found another bastion, and it was one of the big ones. And so I've actually cleared out half of it. I went through and I dug out a good bit of it to get all that different blackstone. So, oh, hey, what do you know? We got a mob head right there. Nice. Let's add to our collection. So, what we're gonna do is kind of close this in. So what I have here is there's two layers, this one and this one. I think I'm gonna basically have this middle section is going to be where I'm going to have like a tunnel. It's going to be closed in, but it's going to be a tunnel that you can walk through, because right there is the filter chest and right there is the hopper that has the other type of filter. So as long as I can access those two, I can always fix what's going on here. And I heard him coming. Oh, come on. Boy. I heard him. Oh, man. Now I gotta fix the block. It's always a pain. Alright, there we go. So yeah, this is gonna be another one. Oh, so that is something I need to work on. I think I have it set up so that nothing spawns actually inside our area here. So they come from the outside. So I'm gonna build a nice little entrance way here. That's going to make this all look nice. I'm going to kind of close this in. And I think what I'm going to do... I heard him. I'm on fire now. Thank you. Do I have water? Yeah. Water is over here. Oh, okay, whatever. So yeah, this is going to be closed, so this is going to look nice. And what I'm going to do is kind of have this gets closed in. So I have it open now that you can see it, but oh, here comes a little one. And they really come far away, don't they? So yeah, so I'm going to kind of close this in, kind of come down. I'm going to make this look not so symmetric and well fit like this. Jeez. You know what? I should probably just go sleep. That would fix the problem. Actually, it wouldn't, because the husks don't have an issue with the sunlight. There we go. Okay. Anyway, so this is going to all get filled in. I think what I'm going to do is kind of have this be where the blackstone starts and kind of have it arch up and over to this side. So it's going to kind of look like a dome in here somewhat with this little center area. Oh, it's the pigmen. So yeah, we got some more work we're going to be doing on our base, but that is where we're at. So I think what we're going to do in the next episode is we are going to work on some villagers. Alright, I know we've done a few episodes of villagers. But what we have is over there is I started building the groundwork for where I can store villagers to do some trading. So I'm going to move some over. I already moved a few over so we can work on getting the rest of the enchanting books so we can make sure we always have easy access to our items. And then in our filtering system here, we have produced a lot of flesh and a good bit of string that we can trade for emeralds, so we're going to do that. We have a lot. Ooh, we're getting full on gunpowder. And over here, our gunpowder is already up to 4 chests, so we're going to be making some TNT and go and explode some nether at some point in time. But we made a lot of progress. So next time, what I'll do is show you a little bit on getting the villagers placed over there. We're gonna venture over to the other base, and then try to look for some mob heads. We're gonna kind of snag a few of those, or at least look at what's there just to see what there is, and then show you off another player's base just so you can see what it looks like. And then, yeah, so that is kind of where we are at. So, yeah, that was a lot of work between the last little bit that I showed you and now, but I definitely think we made some good progress. And so now what we can do is we can start thinking about what kind of farms we want to build. We definitely need to do a carrot farm because we have some carrots, but we do not have a carrot farm to be able to breed a whole bunch of villagers. So we definitely need to work on that. And so at this point, figure out what kind of farms we want, kind of place them around our perimeter here, and then start to work on terraforming all this area out here to make it look cool. So I think that is going to be it for this video. So we'll do the old, let's take all our gear off. We will turn, yep, we'll let you look at the back of my head for a second. Yep, no, we'll do this. Okay, so that is going to be it for this video of SlackerCraft. So if you enjoyed it, feel free to hit subscribe, hit like, and get ready for the next one. Have a good day, and see you in the next video.